I'm a black belt in Taekwondo. Did you know that? Don't believe me? Look at this. What do you say to that? That's a warrior. I achieved black belt at 10 years old. I was a prodigy. Could have been like the Jet Li of Florida if it wasn't for the old trick knee. Now, I'm sure, just with the old eyeball test, you could deduce that I was built a little different. I'm an organic weapon. You probably just didn't realize what caliber. I just realized in that picture I was wearing a white belt. That was at the beginning of my journey, and a mere 6 months later, I achieved black belt status. I speedran it. Because it was a McDojo. Not the finest academy America has to offer by any means. It was an after-school Taekwondo course where basically as long as you kept going there and paying the fee to attend, you would be getting an upgrade to your belts on a schedule, kind of like a fucking battle pass more so than anything. So I was just there long enough and got the black belt. But it doesn't mean it didn't turn me into a fucking powerhouse of combat. Like, check this out. It gave me the gift of the high kick. You might not have seen it on camera there, but there was a black flash that happened. Anyway, I mentioned this impressive resume because today I saw a clip of a martial artist on a television show. I believe it's called Lubin. And he was demonstrating his expertise with Bruce Lee level maneuvers. And I saw a lot of people were kind of clowning on it. And I kind of wanted to come in here with my keen eye and tell you what's actually going on.
Καρατέγκα κατάσταση.
Ναι, και δεν έχουμε πρώτη από μια ζωή. Έχουμε και τη σκηνή.
Για ρίξε μια ψυχή έτσι πριν καθίσεις να μας δώσεις λίγο από αυτήν την κίνηση, ναι. Λίγη ενέργεια.
You can't just wake up one day and do this. This is clearly someone who spent years studying and finally honing his craft here. And you can see the delicacy but the lethality of each and every move. That's what I find so impressive about this display. Now, I obviously have no clue at all what they're saying. I don't speak the language, but danger is universal. Just like a smile, it can be understood in every language, and what he is doing there is nothing shy of some of the most dangerous moves I've ever seen on film.
Ναι.
The mic briefly picked up the speed of those punches, but I don't think, unless you're familiar with martial arts to the level that I am, you will have been able to register every single one of those punches. He threw out over 44 punches. I counted each one of them. Even if you go frame by frame, you won't see them because it's almost impossible with the naked eye. It is unbelievable just how fast he can throw that out. That is like an actual JoJo's Bizarre Adventure moment right there, but without the stand.
Δώσε.
He makes it look so easy. That footwork right there, a dance of death. You won't see any footwork that smooth in any of our combat sports. Interestingly enough, I saw some people poking fun at how high his kicks are, and it's so clear that your ignorance is blinding you. It's actually kind of disgusting. There's different kicks for different opponents. I feel like most people should know that. And what he's showcasing here isn't kicks he would use to disarm a fucking Elbath giant. Right now, what he's showing you is a flurry of blows that could be used to dismantle an entire field trip if they decided to ambush him. So he's taking down middle school-sized kids.
Το βγάζει την ενέργεια, κατάλαβες, την αρνητική εμένα. Με εκφράζει! Με εκφράζει!
Σε εκφράζει.
Ναι, ναι, πολύ.
Το ότι Αντώνη όλη βράζει.
Πολύ με εκφράζει και
When put side by side with Bruce Lee footage, it's nearly identical. You'd have to work extremely hard to spot a single difference between the two. Now, since I don't know what they're saying, I also don't know what the format of the show is. So it looks like they have 3 judges there, so I'm thinking it might be some kind of talent show like The X Factor or something like that. And I didn't hear a golden buzzer go off, so I feel like they may not have fully understood what they were watching. Because anyone familiar with martial arts would have absolutely hit the golden buzzer the second he threw out his reverse cowgirl super kick.
Πάρ' το. Έτσι με κοιτάζει. Μαζί πάμε να το δώσουμε.
Αμέ.
Ναι.
Είσαι καλά.
The host going in there to try the moves for herself to emulate a small fraction of what he's put on display here really helps put into perspective the level of mastery this man has over combat entirely. Because he made it look so effortless. It looked like just a walk in the park. So she felt confident that she could go out there and do something similar, and she broke her ankle. She had a very big ankle sprain, no doubt, because it's not something you can just do. It's something you have to study and train daily for years. This man has turned his body into a weapon. Every muscle fiber just more ammunition for that weapon. And I think it's very clear now when you see the host try it, you can't do that. Very few people on this planet can. And that's kind of the beauty of it. I just wanted to share this because I think there was people that were a little confused by it, not really understanding how difficult martial arts moves like this are to execute. But with my Taekwondo background, and also my avid watching of Steven Seagal's movies as well as his Aikido expertise, I can see things like this in a way others can't. A lens that few have the ability to perceive. Now, I may have mentioned Steven Seagal, but I don't want to compare these two martial artists because there's no one on this planet, nay, in this universe, that can hold a candle to Steven Seagal. That motherfucker could flip you out of your chair from behind the computer screen. Like, right now, if Steven Seagal was here in this room with me, he'd come up to the camera and get you with one of these, like the old dick twist, and have you fucking barrel roll out of your chair. So, I only used his name as a reference to just how much I study the highest level of combat. And I do think this is up there on the highest levels of combat. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit because I was pretty perturbed to see some people clowning on it. And that's really about it. So yeah.